represent your club or just a player that you really like over at Club Vector. The link can be found down below. We also take requests for new names and shirts. My Twitter can be found down below. And if you'd rather get your coins direct rather than roll the dice with FIFA points, head to u7buy.com and at checkout use the code TVM for a discount. The link can be found down below. What is going on, guys? Saving here. Welcome back to a brand new video, and it's not a long play review, this one, because to be honest there isn't a massive amount to talk about when it comes to the 90 Roy Keane. His price right now, for those wondering, as I'm filming anyway, he's not too far away from what the SBC itself is. It was when it came out. I did say this would happen and people didn't believe me. I don't know why, because it's just such a FIFA market thing to do. So when the SBC was, or just before the SBC was released, the icon was, or Keane himself was about 540,000 coins. Since the SBC has come out and was released at around a 440 to 450 price mark, that's almost 100,000 coins difference, by the way. In terms of being cheaper, since that's happened, the price on the market has declined. Gee, I wonder why that happened. I don't know why people... I'm not a market guru or an expert or anything. It's just common sense. People will undercut to the price of the SBC, and they are nearly there. He has dropped around 70,000 coins since the release of the SBC, and is now hovering around the 480, but I wouldn't be surprised if he dropped down to around 450 in the coming days. Maybe even by the time you're watching this video. So was a decent price when he came out in terms of compared to the tradable one, but now not so much. So is he good? I mean, on paper he's all right. He's robust. He's what you'd expect him to be. You know, 2-star skills, fair enough. He's a no flair player. 3-star weak foot, again, it's fair enough. You don't really need it too much as a CDM. High defensive work rate, medium attacking, which is nice. And in terms of traits, set play specialist apparently. Don't know why he doesn't got like a booking trait or a hard man trait or anything like that. But, I mean, in terms of a chem style as well, you can do whatever you want with him. You're only really going to get the same kind of result, and that is to buff defending, maybe to up the strength, maybe to up the ball control, maybe to up the passing. You need to do one of those 4 things. I think every single chem style you apply kind of needs to bump up the defending, though, because without a chem style, yes, he has 94 interceptions, yes, he has 94 stand tackle. Unfortunately, his defensive awareness is very low at 80, and I say very low because this is a 90 rated prime icon. If you're a defense-minded icon with 80 defensive awareness, you need help, and he needs help. So Backbone gives him 5, Anchor gives him 5, Gladiator gives him 5, Sentinel... I'm sensing a pattern, and not something that I can't say that I've noticed before, but apparently you can only give... Oh no, there we go. So Sentinel gives him a 10 defensive awareness boost. However, the problem with that then, of course, is that you're not boosting anything else other than strength. So, you know, that's the trade-off. Guardian, I suppose, isn't a terrible chem style to use. 10 defensive awareness, 5 stand tackle, 5 interceptions, heading, and 10 slide tackle. But also 15 dribbling, 5 ball control, 10 balance. That is arguably one of the better chem styles to go with. The only problem with that, you don't boost the pace at all. So if he's on stay back on attacking or drop between centre-backs or something, I don't know, maybe that's the one to go with. Let's stop talking about chem styles for a second, because we're nearly at the end of the video now, just over halfway. And I want to tell you what he's good at, what he's bad at. I mean, in terms of role play, and that's not something that comes into FIFA a lot, but, you know, now that we all have a free David Beckham, you can get hold of the Keane, the lone Keane, very cheap, 75 rated team, I think it is. You could play Keane and Beckham in the same team together. I missed out on that opportunity. I mean, I could still do it because I've still got the cards, right? But when I was reviewing, maybe I should have done that. It would have been quite fun. But I think in terms of a role player, you know, someone who just wants to use the cards because they watched them growing up, or maybe they want to build a past and present or whatever it may be, yeah, he's all right. He's not a terrible player. And that's not really ideal. When you're talking about a prime icon, you're like, well, he's not terrible. You shouldn't be saying that. You should be saying, well, he's not quite as good as my prime Hullet or whatever, but he's not far off. Unfortunately, you're not going to be saying that in the same sentence. So in terms of chem styles, like I said, you know, pick and choose the way you want. Anchor is probably going to be the most popular for most people, but I'm not against a Guardian at all. I think the defensive awareness is going to make up for a little bit of pace because he's going to be in a good starting position rather than having to recover. But if you're the kind of person, like myself, to take control of your CDMs and to use them a lot, the stamina comes through, it's good. The strength is fantastic. He is a very aggressive player, as you would imagine. And he does make some very good challenges. There was a game, and it was at the beginning of the clips, there was a game where my opponent was very good, but he could not get past Roy Keane. He was struggling to beat Roy Keane. And Keane was just going in there and nicking the ball, and he was very aggressive and doing all that he could to get the ball back. And he was very effective. He's not as good as an 85 Blanc, which is a shame in a way, because it doesn't really make an awful lot of sense. And he's not as good as Kante, for example. But in terms of a role player, sure, I can more than understand why someone would want to go for this card. But if you're actually looking to improve your team, I wouldn't recommend it, because it's, okay, you might have the untradeable, sure, but it is going to cost you 450,000 coins in terms of value. I would either go and do a completely different SBC, wait till they drop a decent SBC, or if you were going to use coins to do this and you're not interested in the role player aspect and you actually want an improvement, go buy Kante and have some change, because you are going to get a far better CDM in Kante than you are in Keane in this game, which is a bit of a shame, because in real life maybe not so much, and they're definitely in the same conversation. So yeah, role players paradise. Unfortunately, everybody else not going to be too happy with it. It's not a bad card, it really isn't. I just don't think it's worth the amount of coins that it's on offer for. And that's just my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below. If you have enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and until the next time, goodbye.
Join the Betting Rebellion and find out what your football knowledge is really worth.